In the spring of 1815, a series of earthquakes rattled the Indonesian island of Sumatra. People living on the slopes of Mount Tambora felt their homes shake, marking an ominous beginning to the year. Yet none could have predicted the catastrophic climax that awaited them just a few weeks later. On April 10th, in a sequence of massive explosions that were heard over 2,000 kilometers away, Mount Tambora erupted violently, sending towering ash plumes 43 kilometers up through the atmosphere. This was no ordinary volcanic eruption. The event was so cataclysmic that it led to one of the most unusual years in recent history, a year without summer. In 1816, people around the world experienced winter in the midst of summer, and the strange story behind this extraordinary event goes beyond an isolated natural disaster. It is a testament to the delicate balance and sensitivity of our planet's systems, and how a disturbance in one part of the world can trigger a chain reaction of consequences across the globe. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe and leave a like. Now, let's dive in. The prelude to disaster. The rumblings and tremors that announced the coming catastrophe began in the fall of 1814. Minor earthquakes shook the island, signaling an awakening below the surface. Villagers living near Mount Tambora, a dormant volcano until then, noticed steam rising from the summit, and the ground beneath their feet began to tremble with increasing frequency. Though they may not have known the immensity of the forces building within the earth, they instinctively recognized that something was amiss. At that point, nobody knew that the rumbling they were hearing was the prelude to one of the most violent volcanic eruptions in recorded history. Unbeknownst to the villagers, deep within the Earth's crust, molten rock, or magma, was rapidly ascending toward the surface. As the pressure mounted, the volcano's quiet slumber was about to be shattered. On April, the first explosion erupted, but it was only a harbinger of what was to come. Days of intermittent eruptions and earthquakes followed, each one escalating the tension and anticipation. Then came the cataclysmic climax. Between April and 15th, a series of colossal explosions rocked the island. Each blast was so powerful that it shook the ground hundreds of kilometers away. The eruption column reached a staggering height of 43 kilometers up through the atmosphere and 70 kilometers wide, casting a massive shadow over the landscape. Ash rained down on nearby islands, coating everything in a thick layer of gray. Those who lived close to Tambora were engulfed in darkness, even during the day, as if a thick cloud had descended upon the land. It was an eerie, unsettling sight that hinted at the extent of the ecological disruption that was about to unfold. The immediate impact. The massive explosion caused substantial devastation in the region. Pyroclastic flows, torrential mud flows, and volcanic debris rushed down the volcano's slopes, obliterating everything in their path. Entire villages vanished beneath scorching hot ash and pumice. The death toll was staggering, with over 10,000 people losing their lives instantly. Many more succumbed later to starvation and disease as the eruption triggered a humanitarian crisis. Volcanic ash rendered the soil infertile, causing widespread crop failures. Drinking water became contaminated, leading to outbreaks of disease. Those who survived the initial blast faced a grim future of hunger and sickness, underscoring the eruption's long-term consequences. But the scope of the disaster extended far beyond the immediate vicinity of the volcano. Tambora's eruption threw massive amounts of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, creating a global veil that blocked sunlight and plunged the Earth into darkness. The sky was perpetually filled with an oppressive gloom, even in the daytime. The sun, obscured by the haze, offered little warmth, casting an eerie pallor over the land. This unusual atmospheric condition was just the beginning of the climatic chaos that was about to grip the globe. The eruption unleashed an estimated 160 cubic kilometers of volcanic material into the atmosphere. This colossal volume included 36 cubic kilometers of sulfur dioxide gas. As the gas reached the stratosphere, it reacted with water vapor and aerosols, forming sulfuric acid. The result was a veil of fine sulfate aerosols that spread across the globe, reflecting sunlight back into space and reducing the amount of heat reaching the Earth's surface. The eruption was so intense that it is classified as a volcanic explosivity index 7 event, making it one of the most violent eruptions in the past 10,000 years. The immediate aftermath saw a reduction in global temperatures by an average of 0.4 to 0.6 degrees Celsius. But the full extent of the climatic crisis was yet to materialize. By May, the winds had dispersed the bulk of the sulfur dioxide. However, the full effect of the eruption was still pending. It would take several months for the temperature anomalies to become fully apparent. By August, the Northern Hemisphere was experiencing noticeable cooling, and as the year progressed, the chilling effects of the eruption intensified. Temperatures plummeted as much as 2.2 degrees below normal. The once vibrant blue skies were shrouded in a perpetual haze, muffling the warmth of the sun. Even during the summer months, people shivered in the face of freezing temperatures. The climatic equilibrium of the Earth was disrupted, and winter's icy embrace persisted where summer should have reigned. The year without a summer. In 1816, the Earth seemed to defy the rhythm of seasons. The year began with unusual cold and unsettled weather. Then came the summer, a season that never truly arrived. The eruption of Mount Tambora in the spring had set in motion a chain reaction that altered the climatic balance of the Northern Hemisphere. As the eruption plume filled the stratosphere, it blocked a significant portion of sunlight, plunging the planet into an unnatural state of winter. In many regions, snow fell in what should have been the height of summer, baffling onlookers and disrupting agricultural cycles. Crops withered under the weight of unseasonable frost, livestock perished due to the lack of suitable forage, and farmers watched in despair as their hopes for a bountiful harvest turned to dust. The food shortage had a devastating impact on human populations. Famine stalked the land, claiming countless lives and leaving many more weakened and susceptible to disease. Mass migration became a desperate response as families abandoned their frost-stricken fields in search of more hospitable environments. But relief was hard to find as the climatic anomaly extended far beyond Tambora's immediate vicinity. Europe and North America bore the brunt of the eruption's climatic consequences. In Europe, the summer of 1816 saw temperatures plummet as much as 5 degrees below normal. The growing season was effectively shortened by a month, leading to the failure of potato, wheat, and corn crops. This climatic anomaly coincided with a period of rapid population growth, exacerbating food shortages and intensifying the impact on vulnerable communities. In North America, the effects were equally profound. From June to July, farmers witnessed frost in areas as far south as Virginia. Farmers watched in disbelief as their crops froze overnight, turning their dreams of prosperity into a bitter reality. The temperature dropped as low as 9 degrees Celsius in some regions, shattering thermometers and extinguishing any hope of a fruitful harvest. Amidst this ecological turmoil, there were uncanny sights that challenged the very essence of seasons. Snow swirled in the middle of summer, blanketing parts of New England. The sky, usually ablaze with the vibrancy of summer, was perpetually overcast, casting an eerie gloom over the land. Lakes and rivers remained unseasonably cold, defying the norms of nature. Adding to the surreal atmosphere, thick fog settled over the countryside, muffling the sounds of the natural world and shrouding everything in an eerie mist. This bizarre combination of climatic conditions was not merely a spectacle of nature. It was a testament to the profound impact that the eruption of Mount Tambora had on the delicate balance of the global climate. Cultural echoes. Amidst the physical upheaval, the year without summer also left its mark on culture and history. In the midst of the gloomy weather, a group of intellectuals found solace and inspiration in storytelling. During their stay in Villa Diodati near Lake Geneva, Mary Shelley, Lord Byron, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and John Polidori engaged in a ghost story writing contest. And from this eerie challenge emerged one of the most iconic horror stories in literary history, Frankenstein. As the characters in Shelley's novel grappled with the consequences of unchecked ambition, the real world grappled with the harsh realities of a disrupted climate. The story of Frankenstein became a reflection of the tumultuous times, serving as a cautionary tale of the unintended consequences of tampering with the delicate balance of nature. Beyond literature, the eruption's impact reverberated through art and poetry. Artists captured the somber landscapes and ominous skies of the era, while poets immortalized the struggle against the elements in their verses. The year without a summer became a motif in artistic expression, symbolizing a world turned upside down where nature's rhythms were distorted and human resilience was tested. In the annals of history, the year 1816 stands out as a testament to the profound influence that natural events can have on human civilization. The The eruption of Mount Tambora, though geographically remote, triggered a series of climatic anomalies that disrupted the course of life in Europe and North America. The year without a summer serves as a stark reminder of the intricate balance of our planet's systems and the far-reaching consequences that can stem from a single catastrophic event. From the immediate devastation caused by the eruption to the long-term climatic disruptions that gripped the Northern Hemisphere, the impact was both profound and far-reaching. The story of Tambora is a tale of ecological upheaval, human resilience, and the interconnectedness of our world. It's a reminder of the forces that shape our planet and the challenges that humanity has faced in the face of nature as fury. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share, and leave a like.